It was a cool night in a small village named Ikupami. The moon shone brightly, casting shadows across the mud houses, and the villagers were asleep. But despite the calm, something wasn't right. Akin, a young man in his late 20s, sat on his stool outside his family house, lost in his thoughts. His mother had warned him not to stay out late, especially during the New Yam festival season. But Akin didn't believe in such tales. To him, they were just stories meant to frighten children. Just as he was about to stand up and go inside, he heard a strange sound, a faint knock on the gate. It was soft at first, then became louder, more louder and louder. Who could be knocking at this time? Akin said to himself in fear. Reluctantly, Akin picked up his flashlight and walked to the gate. He swung it open but saw no one. The road outside was empty, covered only by shadows. "Hello," Akin said, but no one replied. Just then, he heard a whisper, a cold, low voice that seemed to come from nowhere. "Akin, come to the river." Who are you?" he said in fear. He saw it, a scary figure standing under the mango tree at the far end of the compound. The figure was tall, thin, and dark. Who are you?" But the figure said nothing. Instead, it began to move slowly towards him. Akin was very scared. He turned and ran back inside the house, locking the door and peeping through the window. Despite that, he still heard a knock at the door. His heart pounding heavily, he rushed to his mother's room, woke her up, and explained what he saw. "Mom, I saw a scary figure outside. I do not know if I'm dreaming or it's real." "No, my son Akin, what you saw is not a dream," his mother said, and she continued. "Years ago, a strange woman came to the village during the Yam festival. She would visit the river alone each night, and one night she vanished. Since then, villagers claim to hear her calling, especially those who didn't believe." Suddenly, Mama Akin heard the river goddess call Akin. Mama Akin said, "Akin, please, don't go. Don't go. She is evil. Don't go." Despite his mom's plea, Akin opened the door and stepped outside as though something was controlling him. He walked the path to the river in the silent night. The scary figure said, "Akin, come closer." He followed the voice, his legs moving on their own. When he reached the river bank, he saw her, a pale, ghostly figure standing by the water. Her back turned to him. Her hair was long and wild. She turned, revealing herself with no eyes, her mouth twisted, and an haunting smile. She said, "You mocked our tales. Now join me." Akin got control of himself. He turned back, ran towards his village, his heart pounding louder than ever. As he reached his compound, he slammed the gates and fell to the ground, gasping for breath. She was gone. Days later, Akin left the village and vowed never to return. Though Akin was no longer in the village, but on a cool, quiet night, villagers claim they can still hear a soft knocking from the scary spirits seeking for her next visitor.